Hello, good morning. How are you guys? Today I'm at the community center and I'm working on my patchwork dress. This is how it looks. This is the front. This is the back. I've got a lot done. And I'm going to be working on more. And today is my Aphasia Gatherings meetup group here at the community center. And I have a guest visiting us from Nova. Um, she's going to be a speech pathologist. So that's pretty cool. And I have a speech pathologist that'll be speaking to my group from my Zoom because I have my laptop here and I will set it up and she will be giving today's presentation. That's what I'm excited. I have a new girl coming too who's not been to a stroke support group. And she had a stroke around 10 years ago. And she has aphasia. And she's had a hard time with her right side because you also have issues with your right side if you have a stroke on the left side of your brain. And but she's doing really good. She gets out, she comes to the community center, she works out, and she's doing really well. So I want to just show you a little bit of how I sew. So let me see if I can get this to angle where you can see this. Okay, so yeah, that's really why I want to help people. And that's why I started this stroke group here at the community center. When I finished my therapy back in 2019, I only had 15 sessions of therapy. And I needed a lot more. And I cried because I couldn't get the therapy in. I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know much of anything. And then when I did find that there was aphasia people out there, there were stroke survivors out there, that took over a year before I found any aphasia group. And then I decided I wanted to host a stroke support group. When I went to Nova and Jackie was giving me a little class in college because I didn't know that they had classes that would work on college, but she was offering to help me and she had some students that were available and I was working on reading and I couldn't even read and then when I was done with that class I decided that I couldn't go to college. It would be too hard because I would be 100 if I took that class, you know. But so instead, I wondered what I could do. And I got it in my head that I could come to the community center. I know that sounds really insane, but I did. So I came to this community center and I asked if I could start a stroke support group? And they said yes. And I've been doing that 3 years now. Yeah, it's like 3 years. I had started in May of 2021. Is that 3 years? What year is it? 25, 21 to 22, 22 to 23, 23. 4 years. Oh my goodness. It's 4 years. Wow. Yeah. So I started my stroke support group 4 years ago. And I loved it. I loved because I wanted to help the stroke community. And there was no known support group with aphasia in the Miami area. And we are a big city. And when I realized that like spurred it on. So, and then I went to other places. I went to the local hospital and asked if I could come and be an advocate for the stroke community, and they didn't respond to me. And then from there, I went to the VA, and they were a little off on it too. They didn't realize that they even had a stroke community. Oh, and that's why I felt like, well, there needed to be a stroke community in Miami. So I started it about 4 years ago. And that has led to great friendships as well. And it's helped the community because a lot of people have come, especially the stroke people. And, you know, I like the fact that they did come. And there were some that didn't come, that I went to their houses. This one lady has already passed, and I miss her. I miss her. She passed about a year ago in December, so like a year and a half ago she passed. And her stroke was a brain bleed in her head, and her name was Veronica. And I just loved her. I tried to teach her to sew with her hands, but it was hard because her hands were shriveled up like this, tight to her body. And so I got her this little kid sewing pattern of an image of the nativity. And I gave her some yarn, and I strung the needle, and I helped her guide her hand through, and she made these little nativity pieces. And then afterwards we put it on the wall by her bed, and she loved it. And we would go over and we would play hymns because she was really into the church music. And she was learning. She was learning. And that's why I say even stroke people, we are not dumb at all. And I hope that you guys can learn that some days can be hard and some days are wonderful, like today. Every day is a wonderful day because I survived and others have survived. And oh, do you see my shirt? Aphasia warrior. I am an aphasia warrior. I know you guys don't, some of you don't know what aphasia is. aphasia is a communication disorder. Mine was caused from my stroke. And there's so many different types of aphasia. I started off with Broca's aphasia, and I I became an anomic aphasia, and I have fluent aphasia. I can speak much more clearly than some, but I've had a lot of work getting to this point. But yeah, so yeah, and so I'm excited about my group meeting today. I really am. Oh, and I'm also on a podcast for Aphasia Access today. I was interviewed by Katie Strong. She's the one who became my friend during the pandemic. She is a professor at Central Michigan University, and she asked me if she could interview me. And I said, sure, which, you know, it was like talking to an old friend. I loved talking to her. That could have went on for hours, but we kept it within the hour, and she helped make the podcast. And she asked me about what I love doing, and I told her I love sewing, and it's my therapy. And so, if you get a chance to log on to Aphasia Access, please do. My podcast will be on there today, later today. I don't know what time, but it'll be on there today. And I also have another friend who's making a video vlog, and she has asked me to be in the book that she's making. She's a student at Yale, and she worked over the summer at a rest home. And while she was there, she ran into some really cool aphasia people. And she asked to speak to me about my aphasia. And I told her, sure. And I would log in and talk to her son. And I told her my story. My story has changed over the years since I've had my stroke, but it all comes down to how I endured and how I have gotten better, a lot better. And I told her that I want to go tour the US. I want an RV, and I want to take my sewing machines, and that's what I want to do. I want to go cross country. I want to go to the redwood forest, and oh man, there's so much I want to do. I want to go out west because I went out west way back in the 90s, like 94 it was, or 95. It was a while ago. And I went to Utah, and oh my goodness, it was beautiful. And I liked it. So, and I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to Portland. I want to go to the redwoods. I want to go to parts of Arizona and Colorado. There's so many places I would like to go. I've been to almost all of the East Coast, except Vermont. I know this is weird. I've been to Maine, New Hampshire, so many places, but I've not been to Vermont. I'm in search of the Vermont teddy bear. Oh, yeah. But I've been all over, but I haven't been west very much. So I would like to go west, you know, and I love my sewing too. And I would love to go see some places. Yeah. So anyway, that is my story today. Nothing much, nothing interesting. I just wanted to share with you what a wonderful day it is. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day too. And you know what? I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for our community. I'm thankful for my my Lord. I'm thankful for my Savior. And I'm just very thankful. So have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you again sometime soon.